Thank you for watching this training presentation. I'm going to explain the steps involved in doing a home visit to set a client up for PageMinder service. A home visit typically takes about 45 minutes to complete. When you contact the client to arrange the visit, tell them you're going to need to see their DCN card as well as to look at all of their prescription medications when you arrive. First, let's look at what you need to bring with you to do the visit. To each visit, you should bring these items: an activated phone and charger, a scheduling form, a medication list, a HIPAA notice, 2 copies of the cell phone user agreement, and phone instruction information. When you arrive at the home, verify that you have the correct DCN number by looking at their card. This will also allow you to confirm their identity if you don't personally know them. After DCN verification, look at their current medications. You need to examine all of their prescription bottles and compare their medications to the medication list that you've brought with you. Check each medication off to confirm that the medications in the home match the list of prescribed medications. Be sure to ask about meds they keep in their refrigerator or by their bed to make sure you are looking at all of their medication. Make notes on the medication list if there are changes in dosages or directions. If there are medications on the med list that are not in the home, note that also. Once all medications are accounted for, complete the identifying information on the top of the scheduling form. This scheduling form tells us what reminders your client wants and when they want to receive them. It is important that you write legibly and ensure that numbers are clearly distinguished. The user number and the phone number will be recorded on a label on the back of the phone you select to issue to them. In the message section, write the message the client wants to appear as a text on their phone. Many people select general reminders such as morning medicine, noon medicine, or bedtime medicine. Some want specific instructions such as take metformin or check your blood sugar. It's best to use their language so the reminder will seem to be from themselves and not from someone else. Then record the time they wish to receive the reminder. Record the frequency of the messages such as daily, weekly, weekdays, weekends, monthly, or one time. The reminders will start immediately unless you enter a different date in the start-end column. If someone is taking an antibiotic that ends on a specific date, you would note that here. If it is a reminder that starts immediately and continues indefinitely, you would just leave the end column blank. Not everyone's able to tell you what time they want their reminders scheduled. You may need to ask them a series of questions to lead them through their day and help them determine what time they need those reminders. So you might ask, what time do you take your first medication? They may tell you, well, it's right when I wake up, and then it's like, well, what time do you usually wake up? So as you ask them these questions, it will take them through their day and help them determine what time they want those reminders for their medications. Their schedules may differ according to the day of the week. For instance, they may take their morning medicine at a different time on a weekday than the weekend if they sleep later on the weekend. So in that instance, you would just schedule 2 reminders. Say, take morning medicine at 8 o'clock on the weekdays, and maybe it would be 10 on the weekends. Once you have their medication reminders set up, ask if they have any medical appointments for which they wish to receive reminders. They might want these reminders the day before or maybe several hours before, so help them clarify when the reminders would be most helpful. Some clients need training on how to use the phone. Ask them if they are currently using a cell phone to determine their level of familiarity with cell phones. Some people may need very little training, while some will need a step-by-step demonstration. Next, ask the client to sign the cell phone user agreement. Explain the content of the cell phone user agreement. You may read it to them or give them time to read it. You will bring the signed copy of the form with you to send to PageMinder. Leave a copy in their home for them to keep as a reference. Now give them the HIPAA form. Explain that we follow the healthcare privacy laws and will protect their health information, and that the written plan is available if they wish. Leave the form with them if they ask for it. You do not need to go over this form with them in any detail. It is just to inform them of how we treat their private information. To wrap up your visit, fill out the bottom of the scheduling form and obtain their signature. Check appropriate boxes to indicate phone delivered and demonstrated, user agreement signed, and HIPAA notice provided. Check the phone competency box if they were able to receive and read the text you sent them without your help. Answer the questions regarding if the client was well informed about their medications and if they need reminders. In the notes section, indicate anything you think would be helpful for us to know in the future. For example, if the patient is hard of hearing or only has use of one hand, that will be helpful for us to know. Also, if it took repeated attempts to receive a text, or if there is a family member available who can help them learn to use the phone if they have problems, that would also be good to note. Before you go, ask their permission to attach a magnet to their refrigerator. Tell them that we are available by phone during business hours, and they should call us if they have problems, questions, or wish to alter their reminders. Tell them we understand if they use their phone, it may get dropped or just malfunction. If they call us, we will assist them in fixing it or send them a new phone. Tell them the reminders should be activated within 1 business day and to expect a follow-up telephone call within the next week. We will also send out questionnaires several times a year to get their feedback. Before you leave, ask if they have any questions and answer them as best you can, or take note of questions you cannot answer and get back to them. Finally, thank them for participating in the reminder program. Thank you for watching this training video. If you have any questions, we would be happy to answer them for you. You can contact us at the information listed on the screen.